Well, this is the solution to white to checkmate in 2 moves by Gevers, first prize winner. Well, just note here that sometimes it's beneficial to take the bishop right across to the far side. Well, not here it isn't, because that fails against either pawn on or pawn takes. Check it out for yourselves. Also, rook to h7, trying to draw the knight away and play knight d7 mate is fine. The problem is, once white plays rook h7, he's not forced to take the rook. He can either, again, advance the pawn or take it here, and white is scuppered. The key move? Well, it's the incomprehensible at first sight offering of a knight. Well, let's take the replies from left to right. If black moves this knight anywhere, he's relinquished his control over b6, and that's checkmate. White nicely controlling the knight on the other side of the king. What about if black pushes the pawn on like that? How does white deal with that? Well, this is why knight d4 is essential, because you come in there like that, checkmate. What about if he takes there? How do we deal with that? Well, we just nip in there like that, and black has absolutely no protection, checkmate. What about if he moves this knight anywhere, say like this? Well, what you do then is you just play there. Just take a look at that. All squares are covered. That's mate. Play the black knight anywhere you want. It's still knight e6. What about if he takes the pawn or pushes on like that? How do we deal with that? Take a look at it. Well, we have queen d6 again, because what's happening here is now that he's pushed the pawn or taken white's pawn, the rook covers the queen. The queen nicely covers on the other side. Just check it out. All squares covered. No problem. And finally, if he pushes this on, how do we deal with that? Well, this is a comparatively easy one. We just whip his knight off. And as can be seen from there, all the squares are adequately covered. Again, typical for this problem, we're covering on the other side of the king with the queen. Having moved the black pawn, the rook is now covering the knight. So black has no defense to it. A wonderful problem. Watch out for the next one.